السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
We are waiting for everyone to join and then we'll begin, inshallah.
إن شاء الله.
I request everyone to please mute yourselves.
السلام عليكم. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Try to stay mute until we join. We're just waiting for some more participants to join, okay?
Okay.
السلام عليكم.
Walaikum assalam.
Yes, students, we are just waiting for all the participants to join this main session. Then, inshallah, we will move toward the next segment, inshallah. Thank you for being patient.
Yeah, you can take your time, it's fine.
All right. Is everybody is here yet? I think
I'm
so. Most
here.
of the students have joined. Great. Please settle down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We hope you thoroughly enjoyed the first round of our student presentations. Our students truly amazed us with their creativity, confidence, and the depth of understanding in their project based learnings. Their passions, efforts, and originality was clearly visible, and we sincerely appreciate your presence and support in encouraging their learning journey. With that energy and excitement, we will now move forward to the next segment of our PBL conference.
All right, everyone. Now it's time to pause, reflect, and get inspired. At this point in our program, we have someone joining us who truly needs very little introduction, but still it's a joy to share a glimpse of who she is. Today, we are honored to welcome a passionate educator, a veteran educationist, and a name that is well respected across the UAE and the wider Middle East education community. Someone who has dedicated over 2 decades of her life to education, working with schools, teachers, and students, and creating meaningful impact wherever she goes. She is currently leading an academy in Dubai and has been instrumental in shaping learning environments that focus not just on academics, but on students, purpose, and growth. Her journey in education speaks for itself, thoughtful, grounded, and deeply committed to what truly matters in learning. What makes today even more special is that she's here with us today to share her perspective on education, learning, and project based learning. And we are truly grateful that she has taken time to join our conference and be a part of this conversation. It is our privilege to welcome someone whose experience, insight, and passion continue to inspire educators and learners alike. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Ms. Shamaila Ahmed. You can keep it in the chat. You can appreciate her and warm welcome to Ms. Shamaila Ahmed. Thank you so much.
Over to you, Ms. Shamaila. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Can you hear me now?
Walaikum assalam. Yes, you're audible.
We'll start again. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Jazakallah khair for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. Can't believe it's been 20 years. Hearing it from somebody else, subhanAllah, time just flies. So I wish I could actually be with you guys, in a library, especially the students, and have a one-on-one discussion with you, but inshallah, we'll proceed like this. So my name is Shamaila Ahmed, like Riley said so. I have been in Dubai for the last 21 years now, and I've been in education for more than 24 years. And every single day, I'm dealing with students who are doing exactly what you guys are doing. They're dealing with the project-based learning, the same approach to PBL in our schools. And every day I answer questions, they're thoughtful questions about their collaborative, their ideas. I see them make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes. We get into arguments. We learn from our arguments. And it's okay to argue. We explain that to one another. And I want to make one thing very clear, that I'm not here to talk about the PBL approach, because I think you guys live it day in and day out. I'm pretty sure that is a point of discussion in your own homes. So today, we want to talk about something a little different. Today, I want to talk about what we do, how it matters, and how learning connects to our values, our faith, and the real world that you guys are growing up in. See, my methodology is a bit different, especially when I talk to kids. So I'm going to speak to you the way I would speak to my primary kids in our school. So learning is not supposed to be comfortable all the time, right? So learning is a process that sometimes can be uncomfortable. It's up to us to make sure that we get the most of it that we can. Sometimes learning can feel exciting and enjoyable. Sometimes it's confusing, even for us as adults, it can be confusing. But it's how you deal with these projects, it's how you deal with those moments in pain. That's how you grow, right? So it's a normal part of understanding. It's a normal part of growth. Think of the last project that you guys worked on. Think of an idea that didn't go as planned, where you had to redesign a solution, or you had to compromise with a colleague over a disappointment or a disagreement. So these moments aren't really failures. They feel like failures, but they're not. This is actually when you're growing more than ever, right? So across many schools that I've worked with, it's the same thing. All students feel like if something doesn't work out the first time, that it's a failure. They're not. You have to work together. And in other schools, for example, in my school, we have a people approach and the traditional approach. And we have to do some memorizing. In some areas, we don't. Every time the students work with their hands, they learn more. And that's a given fact. And you guys already know this. So you're expected to be thinking critically. You ask meaningful questions. You collaborate with one another. And this is the most important thing. And this type of learning is not easy, but it's extremely powerful because it stays with you from now until forever. So if there are two students who are working on the same assignment and one student is working on a hands-on approach and the other one is using just a textbook approach, I'm telling you, the child that's working with the hands-on approach is going to have more knowledge at the end of the day, and they will retain more. Now, as we move forward, the PBL approach, I think is more effective than any other approach because you learn by doing research, as you guys already know. So now moving on to the main point that I want to discuss with you today, the skills that you guys are learning are extremely powerful. And like everything else, it comes back to the values that you get from them. So this is where I want to bring in the point that in Islam, the intention of what we do anything with is the most important thing. So it's not just the knowledge that you get, it's what you do with that knowledge. So knowledge is not just for collecting data, collecting information, it's what you do with it, right? So Islamic values, therefore, are a perfect fit for the PBL approach. So how do we make this link and how do we move forward with this? So today, there are 4 points that I'm going to reiterate, I'm going to talk to you about that I discussed with our kids in the school. So like I said before, the most important thing is the intention. This means doing something with the right purpose. When you start a project, why are you doing it? Are you just doing it to get a good grade? Are you doing it just to finish it and to move on? Or is there a bigger purpose behind it, right? The second value is responsibility. That means, do you take ownership of what you're doing? Do you take ownership of the choices that you're making, the efforts that you're putting in? And when you're working, are you responsible for the people around you, right? The third point is a responsibility. Now, the responsibility that you're taking, are you working together with others or are you taking all the credit for yourself? I think that's very important, especially at a young age. When you're working together, are you sitting with your friends? If somebody has an idea that you don't like, do you just put them to the side or do you say, no, let's talk again about these ideas, right? And the fourth value is, are you doing your best? Now, does that mean doing your best? Are you going to get the best result? Not necessarily. But as long as you know that you have put your best foot forth and you have done the best that you can, I think that's good enough. So now when you combine all of these ideas and these values, what do you get? You get a very wholesome person with the perfect tarbiyah. So tarbiyah means a person that's a whole, their characteristics are all taken care of. It means that you're developing a character within yourselves where your behavior, your thinking, and your responsibility of one another is in tow. So in Islam, education, as you know, is not just about knowledge, right? It's about how you're helping others. So when you have the right intention and you're helping others and you're making the right choices, you're already practicing the best tarbiyah that you can. And when you collaborate with respect, automatically you're collaborating with your friends and everybody's on the same page. So now how does this link to PBL and what are you guys doing? I've been going over a lot of your Instagram pages, mashallah, and I have to say, extremely impressed with what you guys have done. And because again, it's a traditional school where I'm coming from, and what we think we're doing, you guys are far beyond the curve. So I kudos to you guys and your teachers, you have done an amazing job. I've seen some projects you've worked on recycling. So now if in your school, you guys are working on your environment, what I've seen some of them do, your focus is on reducing waste, for example, or saving water, or recycling material. Through these projects, you're learning to give back to the earth, which is a responsibility. And the choices we're making every day, even the small ones, make a big difference. And I saw another one where you guys were helping with the community. So when you're doing a community-based approach and you're doing charities and you're raising awareness and helping people in need, all of these things make you a stronger person. And also it enhances service within yourself and it shows you what empathy is when you help others. And especially when you're working in group projects, I think it's really important to understand what each other is going through. And I think from my side, because when I went through all of your Instagram feeds, the way it links together, you guys are very good at public speaking, I must say. So I've already shared the links with all of my teachers. So you guys are becoming famous to Dubai all over because all of the primary students are now looking at your video feeds to see how much confidence you have and you're in front of the camera, you know exactly what you're doing. MashaAllah. See, so as we move forward, when you reflect on what you're doing, your character is the most important thing. And tarbiyah is not just your character, it's how you respect yourself and the people around you in Islam. So in Islam, respect is not optional, it's something that's a foundation of our religion. You must respect one another. Respect of your teacher. Can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yeah.
Third thing, I have another mouse over there, sorry. So respect is not just respect of your teachers, it's a respect of what they're saying. Again, it's not your teachers, it's your friends, your colleagues, how you are with them. Respect of your parents means recognizing their sacrifices, the care, what they've given back to you, the support, the education, the well-being. And at your age, respecting your peers, I think is the most important thing, because if you have that, then you have a very strong community that you move forward with. This is also part of tarbiyah. If you notice, I keep going back to the word tarbiyah because in my school especially, that is the cornerstone of anything before you can move forward. It's the character of a person. And when I wish I could speak to you. When I say tarbiyah, the characteristic of a person, who comes to mind? So when we talk about the values and the tarbiyah and the respect, we must remember the greatest example of all time, of all humanity, is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because he was not only the messenger of Allah, but he was the greatest teacher and the best of character. He taught us through his behavior, his kindness, his patience, his respect for others. He showed us a respect for teachers and learners and value knowledge. Right? He showed us how to respect children, the elderly, through kindness, through love, through gratitude. And if you read about on his life, his respect for his peers and his companions, he would always listen, he was gentle. If you notice, everything kind of comes in together. SubhanAllah. He showed respect to the wider community. We all know this, through his mercy, his fairness. And when you practice with the right intention and the responsibility, and you do your best, automatically you're following in the example of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And before I conclude, it wouldn't be fair to conclude and not mention, I think what the biggest, I don't want to say hurdle, but the biggest tool that's at our disposal right now, and that is artificial intelligence. Now, we have this amazing tool with us. We decide how to use that tool, right? We can have it replace our own thinking and have it do our thinking for us, which means that we will stop inevitably thinking. Allah doesn't want that from us. You have amazing brains. And if you use that as a tool on the side, and remember, you are amazing and brilliant students. And this is for me too, by the way, this is for all of your teachers. We have to focus in on what we know, right? We, by nature, Allah has made us very curious. We wonder, we question things. When you use AI unnecessarily, it hinders you from doing that. For example, if you want to do space exploration, which I saw some of the videos, that's an idea that came through you. That's why it's so natural, right? If it comes from AI, it's going to be very artificial. And subhanAllah, you have amazing, brilliant minds, so why not use that? I will give you a small example. This is a personal example. When I give examples, I don't like to pick on anybody, I'll pick on myself. As my colleagues must know, we've been using computers, for 20, 30 years now. So we type really fast, we're typing emails, and a lot of us use autocorrect for our spellings. So I had this really nice session with my senior students around grade 11 or 12. We were writing, penmanship, we're writing letters by hand. You cannot imagine how many spelling mistakes the teachers made. Why? Because we are so reliant upon the spell checks that we forget how to spell some of the basic words. So that's why it's a tool that you need to use away from your own work. You cannot replace it with what you're doing because it's going to affect you in the long run, right? The teaching that you're getting from your teachers is the most important thing. If you notice, AI bots aren't teaching you, your brilliant teachers are teaching you. So knowledge is something that is guided through values and it comes through humanity, right? You cannot replace teachers, you cannot replace doctors. Remember that. Artificial intelligence is a tool, use it only for that. I wish I could speak to the kids, but it's okay, next time, inshallah, because this is such an interesting conversation. The generation now, I spoke to grade 4, grade 5 students, they didn't even realize that there was anything outside of ChatGPT. They thought the purpose of ChatGPT was to just give them answers. We actually had sessions with these children because we grew up in the time of AI. We know what it is. The new generation doesn't. So if you could take one thing from my discussion with you today is to put technology to the side for a little bit, okay? Use your own minds. And this is a reminder for you that the knowledge that you're getting, it's an imana, it's a responsibility. And you have to use that responsibility properly. So technology doesn't make your choices, right? People do. So the PBL prepares you for these responsibilities by teaching you to question information, think critically. These values guide us and just use them as tools, use AI as a tool And nothing can replace your honesty and your integrity. I think this is the most important thing. So you're not just simply students completing classwork, you're developing your skills, you're developing your characters, your mindset, and whatever you're learning today, you're going to keep for the rest of your life. And I think you guys are doing a brilliant job from what I have seen. So I'm a fan of you guys. I'm going to continue to follow you, and I'll be commenting you on your Instagram feeds, inshallah. And from my side, that's it. Jazakallah khair for this platform. And whenever you guys are in Dubai, please come by. I'll give you a tour of my school, and maybe you can have a session with the students here, and it would be really great to see you all in person. Jazakallah khair for your time. May Allah place barakah in your learning and bless your teachers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam, Ms. Shumaila, and thank you so much, Jazakallahu khair, because this was truly inspiring. And on behalf of American Islamic School, I would really like to sincerely thank you for
My
honoring
pleasure.
us with your
It's my
presence
pleasure.
today.
I would
Because-
love to. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because your words were not only like inspiring, but they were full of valuable insights that I think they truly touched our hearts and minds.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair. I see, mashallah, so many students here too. I actually didn't know there were going to be students. I thought their work was done. So it's really nice.
No,
to see.
students joined to listen to you actually.
And some
They
of
were
them are
very
celebrities. I
excited.
can see a lot of them. I've seen them with the space things. And like I told you, we have a lot of emails in the groups. I've sent them all over. So you guys are about to become very famous in the Middle East anyway, which is nice to see. Jazakallah khair for your time.
And thank you so much for admiring them.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And we really thank you for talking about the important factors like taking responsibility, respecting your peers, like teamwork, and helping others, making the right choices, and especially when you talked about focusing on tarbiyah. And I think this was a valuable message from your side. And thank you so much for sharing your experiences, your vision, because it reminded us that how powerful education can be when it's guided by passion and wisdom and purpose. And especially in a world that's constantly changing, and the modern generation, especially the kids that join today,
Right.
they really need the role models like you, people who lead with integrity, compassion, and a deep commitment to growth and learning. And the way you focused on balancing between the use of AI and using your own minds, keeping it natural and taking help from AI, that was truly inspiring. And it's especially a blessing and a source of motivation for our students, teachers, and
it's
the
difficult to
community of
do.
AIS.
I think it's kudos to you guys. It's very difficult to do that in this day and age. When you have something sitting right there that can do your work for you, and you have to say,
Yes.
nope, I'm going to use my own mind and I'll come to a solution on my own. And again, I think the last one, I think it's okay to make mistakes. You know, there's no such thing as failing in something. Try again, keep trying until you get it right, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for this again. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
And now
much.
I would ask Ms. Fasiha to continue this session.
Thank you so much, Ms. Amna and Ms. Shamaila, for sharing such thoughtful insights and valuable perspectives with us today. We truly appreciate your time and the meaningful contributions you have made to this conversation. Now the round 2 has begun. We'll now be taking at exactly 6 p.m. We request all participants to join the respective exhibition rooms directly through the landing page. That the landing page and the link is going to be sent you in the chat. You can just look over there. The landing page will officially mark the start of round 2, and we are really looking forward to seeing your presentations, interactions, and learnings come alive. Round 2 will continue until 8 p.m. Makkah time, after which we will welcome everyone back to the main room for an ongoing wrap up. We have some wonderful segments planned, including panel discussions, the Wall of Honor, and much more. As we are going to celebrate the effort, creativity, and learning showcased today. So please keep an eye on the time, make any notes you need, and rejoin promptly so you don't miss what's coming next. Enjoy the break, and we'll see you very soon.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fasiha. So everyone, we are about to end this session now. And I really hope that you all enjoyed the conversation and the keynote speaker. So now I'm going to, okay, if you need the link that is available in the chat box, you can open that link and you can find out your exhibition session links. And we have break now, so I'm going to rapidly wind this up.
Okay.